come up with, but I think the number one reason is just that familiarity. He knew Chi-Chi since he was a kid, right? Not saying he didn't know Bulma as a kid, but in a romantic interest, Goku can't explain that he likes a girl. He's never really explained it, right? But he told us how he felt, right? He shared to the best of his ability how his heart feels. And I think Goku always knew from the time that he met Chi-Chi that there's something special about this girl. She says we're going to get married one day. Of course, he ends up thinking that has something to do with eating. Of course, our naive, lovely, innocent Goku. But at the same time, you have to assume there was still some spark that he probably had about Chi-Chi, but he's going about his business, and maybe even less than that at that point, because he's more than, I would say he's less domesticated or less humanized as a child compared to when he finally becomes an adult. Granted, some of you may argue that he's become more stupid and dumber as an adult, I should say, so I guess it depends on where you sit on that fence. Either way, when you're looking at choosing your partner for life, it's not that Goku doesn't find Bulma attractive. I certainly think he believes Bulma has aged worse than Chi-Chi has. He's verbally made that clear throughout Dragon Ball Super, right? So I think it's familiar, just being familiar with someone since you've known them from around the time that there was someone else in the picture. But again, Bulma, the relationship that Goku has with Bulma at the time that he meets her, it is so vastly different than his relationship and how he gets along with Chi-Chi when they meet for the first time, right? I think sometimes fans like to say they're the same just because Chi-Chi and Bulma are both female characters. It's like, no. How they meet, how they interact with each other is completely different, going on completely two different paths. And it's a reason why everything has ended up the way it has. Bulma and Chi-Chi are as close as they can be as mothers, of the children that they have, and as wives of the universe's strongest warriors at given times. They understand what they signed up for, but if Goku's going to have anyone by his side truly when it comes to a ride or die, I think Chi-Chi universally is the best one. No one is going to understand or know Goku better than he is. Not to say Bulma doesn't understand and know Goku. She knows him very well, but I would be willing to bet that Bulma certainly knows her own husband, Vegeta, much better than she knows all the smallest, tiniest, intricate details of Goku, even while spending so much time with Goku in the beginning days of Dragon Ball. I still think as they become older and as they become adults, that does shape your relationships in different, deeper ways than they did when you were, at your adolescence or at a younger juvenile stage in life. It's just my personal opinion. Give me your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm curious to see what you guys say. Let's come in Kaioken Striker. Why Goku choose Chi-Chi instead of Bulma? And there's probably a bunch of different reasons that most of us could come up with, but I think the number one reason is just that familiarity. He knew Chi-Chi since he was a kid, right? Not saying he didn't know Bulma as a kid, but in a romantic interest, Goku can't explain that he likes a girl. He's never really explained it, right? But he told us how he felt, right? He shared to the best of his ability how his heart feels. And I think Goku always knew from the time that he met Chi-Chi that there's something special